Five things about my learning process. If you're English learner and you do those five things that can make you become fluently, and if you done the last part, parts would be useless. Hello guys, welcome back. Today is day 80 of my learning English challenge journey, and today guys, I'm going to share you my process, my English learning process. Five things that I follow every day and I do consistently every day that make me speak the language just last for a month. I've been learning English 7 months and last 4 months that is when I started learning English, seriously speaking the language and following my own routine using this method I'm going to share you today. And if you English learner but you don't have routine or method to follow, it is hard to keep going. There is a lot of difficult phase we face while we're learning the language. And if you don't have boundaries, if you don't have the method you follow, the clear goals that make you keep moving forward, it is hard to really keep going. And the first 3 months when I started learning English, first 3 months, I didn't have any goals, I didn't have anything. I was just learning English. I'm random learner. I was just thinking I'm learning English, and one day I learning words, one day I practicing English, and one day I skip it. So that is how I learning English the first 3 months. The last 4 months when I start serious learning English and I make a few methods, and the one I make going to show you today is the one it works. So let's get started. We don't wanna wasting more time. So the first one is I don't joke with this. Like if I don't do that, I believe even other people, if they learning language, if they don't do this, I believe they're not learning language. They're just joking around. So the first one is practicing or speaking the language. For me, when it comes to speaking the language or using the language, I don't joke that. If you don't use the language and you don't speak the language every single day, you're not gonna learn the language. You're not gonna learn swimming by watching videos, by watching people when they speak in the language. You learn swimming when you jump in the swimming pool, and that what makes you learn how to swim. So we need to speak the language. And for me, I spend speaking at least 3 hours or 2 hours per day. And I'm not saying that you have that time, you can do 2 hours, even uh, 30 minutes. But speaking, when it comes to speaking, you must speak the language. Even 5 minutes would be enough for you. Like just speak, just express your surroundings, express when you're cooking, express when you're playing games, express when you're going to work and you're just dressing up. If you're a busy person, just speak the language. Say, I'm taking off my pants, I'm going to put my pants, I'm going to out, I think I'm late on the bus. Say something like that. Just try to communicate and speak the language. Try to speak the language. That is the first point I'm gonna tell you is using the language or speaking the language, practicing the language while you're speaking English. And the second step is listening the language. For me, when it comes to listening that language, is very, very important for me tip. I improve my vocabulary, I improve my understanding, I improve my thinking English. A lot of people they struggling to think the language. When it comes to thinking English is real hard. What when we learn language makes us barrier between our mind and the language because it's we think in our native language. Like for example, you hear and you think in your own language and you want to speak English. That make no sense. So you need to think in the language. And what make you think in the language is to hear more the language. The more you hear, the more you think. So I listen English podcasts, at least two podcasts or one podcast every single day. I don't joke with that. If I don't listen podcasts, I wouldn't be here. I'm not right now booking. I'm not reading a book. I'm not reading an article. I'm talking about my mind. And if I didn't listen the language, if I didn't listen the language, I wouldn't speak like this properly. Like I'm not native language. I'm not fluently. My English level is just B1, B2, and I speaking without even thinking. I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking or saying I'm not saying that, because that what makes you is listening the language. If you don't listen English, you're not gonna think of the language. So listening is very, very important. If you don't listen, bro, you cooked. I cannot help you out. The second part is making shadowing. This is I improve this part. I improve when it comes to pronunciation and how to pronounce words and how to build your accent, and when it comes to speaking with confidence, like when you speak in the language, how to speak confident. That what makes me speak confident and have a good pronunciation, have a good accent while I'm not fluent, is making shadowing. What means shadowing? If you know shadowing, it is okay, but if you don't know shadowing means exactly repeating. For example, you play a native speaker's video and then you exactly repeat what he's saying so many times. For me, when I work up, the first thing I do is play native speaker's video and make a shadowing, one video per day. That would be enough. I'm not saying that you spend the whole your life making shadowing, but when it comes to shadowing, it's very, very important. And if you don't do shadowing, start right now. And the second 40 part is the 41 is 40 for one is watching movies, like watching movies. I watch movies that kind of using the language in daily life. Like for me, when I'm at home, when I play games, when I'm going out, I always try to use the language, say something, joke around. And when I'm watching my phone, I just watch English people who speak in English. If you English speaking English, but you posting boring things, you're my friend. But you making a best quality video, but you're not speaking English. Wait me, I'm gonna learn your language later, but you're not mine. So for me, every single day when I watching my phone, if I watching my phone, I just watch people who speak in English. If that funny, if that movie, if that entertainment, whatever. Are you speaking English? You're my friend. I'm gonna watch video. I'm gonna hit the like button. I'm gonna keep going. Like I just focus if the person is speaking English, that is my favorite. If you're not speaking English, I don't even damn care. Even if you're speaking my native language or whatever language you're speaking, my phone is just speaking people who speak English. So I make surrounding the language every single day, every second. You know, in human being right now in 2026, everybody touch his phone or open his phone many times. So for me, every time I open my voice from my phone or try to watch one entertainment video or whatever, I just watch people who speak in English, and that what makes me speak the language because I hear every single day. And the last part is very, very important. If you don't do the first part, other part would be useless. The first one is being consistent. If you're not consistency, other part did not make sense. If you saying that I want to do 1 week watching movies, or I want to do 1 week speaking the language, I'm gonna do 1 week listening podcasts, that does not make sense. If you really want to speak the language very quickly and effectively, effortlessly, you must be consistently one step at a time. Let's just do small things. Show up every day. Try to practice 1 minute. Try to practice use speak the language 1 minute, and second one, try to listen one podcast. That what makes you, and do that consistently a year or a month, or let's just be a discipline. Be consistently. All the other parts that would be great if you be consistently, but it become useless when you say I'm gonna do it once a month. No, that's not make sense. So be consistently and never give up. And process would be you're not gonna hear the process. It happened under the curtain. So just always keep going and just keep going. That's what makes you fluently. And that's guys our party. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button. Subscribe my channel. And please, I got flu, so I cannot speak properly. Please forgive me. And yeah, hell yeah, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and join me on this journey learning English by my own.